I think, well, in terms of from a player standpoint, I think when we went to Camp T, um, in camp, we were able to come together from compared to last year. Dudes were kind of hanging out with their own position group, whereas this year we were able to step out of our comfort zone and tighten up. A lot of other position groups were hanging with other position groups, offense with defense. So like when you see that, it's a good sign that chemistry is happening, and I feel like that's kind of where we're able to be so successful, and it kind of paid off when we seen Wyoming. But from like a game standpoint, I think when K-State came around, like you're on the road in a hostile environment against the I think 16th team at the time. When they're having a good season, and we were able to go out there in the first half and 21-0 them. But I think that's kind of where we realized, like, if we continue to stack on our success, we'll be in a position we are now, and I feel like that's kind of where it paid off. Yeah, so Scat and I and Clayton and Zay were at the media day in Vegas. So when we found out we were picked last, it kind of like lit a spark in us, and into the 4 leaders that went to Vegas. So we took that to the team, and ever since then, in our summer conditioning, our fall camp, and into our season, we were kept telling the dudes, like, we're picked last. Nobody believes in us. And that's kind of where we developed the chip on our shoulder, where dudes don't believe in us. People don't think we're going to win. But I think that's kind of also the reflection of the dudes that we brought in. They don't want to take that trash talk and stuff and being picked last. So we got dudes that really care about winning. And I feel like that's kind of the difference in this year's team and last year's team, where this year we care about what other people say, in terms of where they pick us and stuff like that. But I think Coach Dillingham has kind of lit a fire in all of us and kind of put that chip on our shoulder where we feed off of proving people wrong, and like giving us that bulletin board material. And we have that every week. There's always something that we find where we want to prove people wrong. And I feel like that's kind of the story of the season we're having. I think that's kind of what we were, the entire season, the underdog. And I feel like we've taken in that role. Every time, I think one thing that Coach Dillingham does is he continues to put the spread up, where we're always picked last. Like the first half of the season, we're always favored to lose, and I think that's kind of where we're able to develop that into a healthy habit of, proving people wrong. That's kind of the whole entire goal of this team, to prove people wrong. Nothing more to like talk bad on the other team. It's more of proving them wrong and proving other people who think we're not good enough wrong. And so that's kind of the fuel that we've used this entire season to prove people wrong in that sense. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, a lot of the dudes that are here, this is their first bowl game, and for this to be their first bowl game is an awesome experience for them, just for me as well, being one of the last 8 teams in college football, to be playing for a national championship. So it's awesome for us. A lot of the guys here that are taking in the experience, but at the same time, Coach Dillingham and a lot of the dudes and a lot of the guys on the team realize that we're still here for a game. There's a lot of distractions of the media and like practicing in another school, another environment. But at the same time, we still have a goal of, we're here to play Texas. We're not here to play nothing else. We're not here to stay at the hotel and be at the other gifts and stuff like that. We're here to play Texas. And I think that's kind of where we have one more day. This is really the day to take in all the sights and sounds of Atlanta and the Peach Bowl. But when tomorrow rolls around, it's kind of like reel it back in, and we got to focus on our preparation and game plan for Texas.